welcome to the Uniq Xpressions podcast. I am your host, Destine Jae, and I have my amazing, very popular guest host tonight, Just D, wave for the camera. All right, and we have another exciting topic tonight, and I really want to know your opinions on this. The topic is, can men and women really be just friends? All right. I'm gonna give my opinion a little later. I definitely want to get into you guys' opinion. I have some facts. You know, I like to play devil's advocate. I'm gonna just hit y'all with the first one. Has anybody seen Billy Crystal and When Harry Met Sally?
Yes.
There was a famous scene in that where Billy was saying how men and women can't be friends. There was also, which kind of resonated more with me, was when Steve Harvey, I know Steve Harvey, he had a lot of facts about why men and women can't be friends. I want to hear you guys' stories. If you've had a friend, you know, that you might want to be a little bit more with, or you've had a relationship where, you know, he or she keeps saying, oh, that's just my friend. Oh, that's my BFF. You know, that's my homie, my home girl. And it doesn't look right, late night calls and stuff like that. I haven't been through that myself, but I've been through a situation where I have a friend where it wasn't always a friendship. But to everybody else, we were friends. So, you know, they couldn't be here tonight, but they said represent the right, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. But let's start with what Steve Harvey said, because it's very interesting, and I agree with some of it. Y'all know I also like K. Samuels, too. So y'all know where I'm coming from with this. Y'all know my point of view. Steve Harvey says, because he has a wife, he can't have a best friend that's a woman. And again, your best friend doesn't always have to, it could be same sex, you know, there's LGBT out here and everything. So he says because he has a wife, he can't have any friends that's the opposite sex, right? He says if his best friend is attractive, he can't be friends with them. He also says if the woman friend zone him, then that's the only way they could be friends. And he said that men only want to be friends in hopes that one day they'll get a chance to have sex with the so-called friend. And he said 99% of men think that same way. Now, what y'all think about that?
Can you repeat that, please?
Wow. Wow. What part you want to hear again?
Right?
I want to hear the whole thing all over again.
Oh, like, wow. What part do you think
I'm being
you
illiterate right now?
I mean, okay, I can tell you what I agree with. Let's start it up. I believe if my best friend is attractive, we can be friends. Because on a drunk night, on a night where maybe, or let's say a couple of months, like in the pandemic, I haven't had any action, and my best friend sitting there. You know, this is stuff you got to think about. And if they're not attractive, you know, it's fine for them to stay in the friend zone. And we'll talk about the friend zone a little bit, you know, later. Can anybody relate to that? Let's say your friend is attractive. Then what?
Go ahead, Taylor.
No, ladies first. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Yeah, because we got something heavy to drop on you. I
I'll go last.
I don't know about what I got to drop on you, but what from the inflections in Ty's voice, I believe he's got something to hit y'all over the head with too. But
he's about to go down.
Ladies first.
Yeah, Renee. Ladies first.
Okay, I have male friends, and I believe because of the age that I'm at, that men and women can be friends. I think the younger generation, they have a lot more going than the older generation.
What do you mean by going?
Like they just want to hang out and say, for instance, the male and the female, the female is gonna claim the man as her man, but the man is saying, no, you're my friend. So they have a lot more going on than me being being an older person. When I was younger, I still had male friends, and I'm with Destiny on this one because some of my friends were attractive, because I'm the type of person where I don't date more than one person at a time. Those people remain my friends.
Okay, so you never wanted to cross the line and maybe.
No.
All right, Renee, you doing
It would be hard for me to cross the line only because when I have a male friend or a male boyfriend, it's hard for me to cross the line because I'm committed to that one person. I commit myself.
So let's say when you weren't in a relationship, did you ever think or look over at one of your attractive friends and say, hey,
I've been in a relationship since I was 16 years old.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah,
You're one man woman. I get it.
I'm a one man woman.
Yeah, one woman man, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. One man woman.
Yes. Okay. So anybody else want to tell me how they feel about that? I gave y'all a couple of things. You had a friend zone thing.
First, because I have something to say about that.
Okay, yes, Adrian, yes.
Go ahead.
There's one thing that I very much agree with and one thing that I definitely do not agree with. So what I don't agree with is the fact that he literally said, I can't have friends of the opposite sex because I have a wife. So that to me just implies a lot of, for one, insecurities, a lack of trust in yourself, because for me, it matters who imposes that rule. Did your wife tell you that you can't have female friends, or are you saying that you can't be trusted, so you're not allowing yourself to have female friends? So that part also matters to me too. Like, where is it coming from?
Well,
Right.
what I saw
partner,
was
I
saw
I'll
that she
finish.
said
Women
that.
first. You said ladies first. Then I finish.
Okay.
No, y'all can talk to each other. I love the dialogue. Let's go.
Yeah, I was saying it depends on where it's coming from.
Well,
I disagree with that though, because no one's going to tell me who I can't be friends with, because
Right, exactly.
I am a woman whose best friend is a guy. My best friend is a guy, and there's a lot of nuance going on there too. All right. So
yeah, mine too.
I've also encountered this scenario where, I may have started talking to someone and, we just get to talking normally. It's like, yeah, I'm hanging out with my friend. One of my biggest red flags is like a girl or a guy. Yo, why does it matter? None of your business. Honestly, I'm hanging out with my friend. I will tell you, but to me, it already just sets the standard that, this is going to be an issue. So I already say it flat out. It's like, it's a guy. It's my best friend. It's like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be okay with that. I've had this conversation legit go down. Okay. Like not even, we didn't even make it to the first date. We're talking like, whatever the case may be. We're still in texting phase. But I'm glad that it always pops out pretty fast. Like, who has issues with that?
Right.
And I take issue with people who have issues with it. Like, that's weird.
Right.
That's weird to me. I don't really, I can't really relate, honestly.
So, so you would trust if your man had a
oh, no, it's not about trust. So that leads me to the thing that I do agree with.
Okay.
Yes. I might have that issue if my friends are attractive. I can't be trusted. Okay, I'm saying it about myself sometimes.
That's where we at with it. That's where we at with it. Because
there might be some alcohol. It might be one of those nights we all vibing. We having fun. Okay, because I'm not gonna lie to you and say I ain't never hooked up with my friends before. Okay, because I've hooked up with my friends. Female and male friends. We've all hooked up. So it kind of goes back to what this young lady here was saying about generational things, where she said we have more going on. I kind of understand what she means by that, because I feel like younger generations right now, we're more likely to actually maybe hook up with their friends and not really think anything of it so much. Like I see a lot less of strings attached things happening with a lot of people that I know, at least visually. They say that like no feelings are attached. I don't know what's really going on in the background there. And it's like, but it's not, we're not dating type of thing. It's kind of casual. still
Right.
friends, we're all still vibing. So, you know, I do agree with him on that, where it's like, yeah, if my friend's attractive, I might. Like, you know.
Right.
Right.
Right. At least he's being honest.
You know, so Adrian, the ladies, do y'all believe that men are just waiting in the wing, to have sex? Like they
Yes,
just waiting for you to drop your
That is
guard?
I
also
think
true.
they are.
100%.
Yeah. I
Not
think they are.
always. Not always. I'm not gonna say 100%.
But yeah, and she's right. Not always. It all depends. It all depends. You have to get to know the person first before you know exactly what their intentions are. Because you know me and Clyde. I know Clyde, and I already know what his intentions are.
Is Clyde your best friend?
Me and Clyde are like cool. We're like this, and I
Okay.
dated him.
So you dated
So-
him?
Right, I dated him, but we still remain friends. The reason we can't date anymore is because he wants to, and he's older than I am. He wanted to have other friends, but he knows I'm not that type of woman where my man's gonna be sleeping with other women.
Okay,
So
so
we
he didn't
remain
really
friends.
start out as your friend. He started out as your man first, and then y'all
We
just
started
went to
out as
being
friends, and then we started dating.
Okay, see that's a little different, but we're gonna get to that because I got something for that.
Friends dating, then back to friends. Okay.
Right,
Got it.
right,
Yeah,
right.
let me have a sum of the men. Let's break it down. Men who wanted to go?
And ready to
Yeah,
burst.
because ain't no men
Like,
talking. Come on, man, we want to hear you.
I all got the same smile. So
We
what's
wanna
going
hear
on?
some
We
men.
missing.
Yeah, tell us.
Well, it's a lot. Okay.
There was something I wanted to say before.
Hey, I'm gonna say y'all better not let no secrets out. Just say what
for reality's generation, they were raised, right? There were standards, there were expectations, there were clear do's and don'ts. You know, and those of her generation were more of a community.
What's my generation?
We were more.
What is my generation? You don't even know how old I am.
Don't try. Don't try.
Look at
I'm asking. You talking about with my generation? You don't even know how old I am.
I'm trying to be kind. Anyway.
Easy, killer. Let's go. Let's get him.
Yeah, but another thing is that I picked up in what you said was that there's a difference in the generations. One thing is that crossed my mind is that I'll say our generations have better communication skills. You know, in that were taught, you know, in home and in school. So
hold on. I have a question. You keep saying my generation and your generation. How do you know we're not the same age?
He really thought he was getting away with not answering that.
I know. How do you know we're not the same age?
I said our generation.
He did.
I understand the hour, but how do you know? You don't even know how old I am. You don't even know how old I am.
I'm trying to be really kind.
And you started off with my generation. Now it's our generation.
Say my generation. Say my.
All right. I'll say.
I still ain't getting no answer.
No, you ain't gonna get one.
So are we tying age? Are we tying age into if men and women can be friends? Like does it matters the generation you saying?
I think there is an effect there because in my generation there was we're trained to have better.
What is your generation?
See, now you trying to get my
question.
So I tell you what, Steve Harvey is both of y'all generation, isn't it?
Right. Yep.
So do y'all agree with him or not?
Steve Harvey, I love him to death.
as far as Steve is concerned, as far as what he said about having female friends, the inflection of what he said, and I actually saw him say it, either it was a live show or a recording, but the inflection is that he chose not to have any female friends. He didn't say that his wife forbade him.
Right, he didn't.
It's very clear from what he said is that it was a choice that he made, probably as something that he learned as a mistake that he wanted to nip in the bud, so that it wouldn't ruin this marriage. And he, he really was happy to have, and he wanted to do. Seemed like he wanted to do everything that he possibly could in order to
Yes, that's how it was.
So
that's exactly
so he was. For me, it looks like he was taking his lessons learned from his failures and applying it in order to reach success.
Right, I agree. That's exactly how it was. He was not trying to lose Marjorie.
Right, exactly.
Yes. So
I know, but I don't.
Y'all never answered the question.
I don't agree with the fact that you can't have friends of the opposite sex if you're married or if you're in a relationship, because one main reason is because it leans heavily on trust. Right. So it's either you trust somebody or you don't. You're going through their phone and you checking their emails, or you not. So whether you give someone the rope to hang themselves and they don't use it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You can't. If I trust you, then I trust you in all aspects. Right. So you want to hang out. Oh, this is my friend. I've known him for years. Oh, okay. What's his name? I'll meet him. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation with him. And, the dudes, we know when other dudes are scumbags. We know. We can feel it. We can sense it. So, we meet him and we go, okay, that's your friend. Oh, he's trying to hit. He waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for that. We know. We know, but again, that's not on you. That's not on the girl. That's not on the woman. So now it's still on the woman for you to decide whether you're gonna allow her to give her that level of trust to say, I still trust you to do the right thing. And some people can't relinquish that level of trust. And that's where Steve Harvey was at, which is why he was like, because on the Hennessy night, I'm gonna take that down. So yeah, I'm not gonna be her friend. You know what I'm saying? Because he already know that it's gonna go down. So you know what I'm saying? If you know that about yourself, then you make rules, based on what you've already done. But you can't generalize it to say all men can't do it. Like I don't agree with that. I have friends that female friends since childhood, like grade school, still friends, Now, granted, as and again, I think it does have a little to do with age. When you're younger, it's kind of a little less. There's less consequences and more freedom to kind of just be all over the place. When you're older and a little more mature, it's like, this might not be a good idea.
Okay.
When I was 21, I was like,
So, okay. So does that mean that we got better? Or like, did we get better at not being so, I hate to say, loose?
We got wiser.
We got wiser.
We got wiser, and we understand exactly what the game is. So that made us wiser and more, what's the word? More, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word. More mindset. Our mindsets change.
Yeah.
Where we're not just
Is that like the older generation, or is that now? Because I'm gonna be honest,
When you
I
start
had.
getting older.
Did I say the wrong thing? Well, this is the thing. I have a best friend, right? And he's a guy, and he is attractive. And we haven't always stayed on the best friend path. But he's somebody that if I call, he's coming. And just like if he called me,
Booty
I'm
call.
coming. I'm knocking buildings
That's a
over.
booty call.
That's not. Do you think that's a booty call? That's
Yeah.
my friend.
That's dick on the shelf. I'm gonna be straight up with it. That's dick on
That's
the shelf.
what?
I'm gonna be
What
straight
is
up with it. That's look. That type of stuff is that's. I'm gonna put it straight. Dick on the shelf.
On a shovel? Wow, that's what it is.
No,
Can you do
dick
things with
on
your
the
friend and
shelf.
still be friends?
Dick on the
Like,
shelf.
No, once you
other than sex?
combine and have sex, then
Yeah, that's.
So you
that's,
can't do
can't
nothing
say
else
he's
other
your
than
best
sex
friend.
and still be friends?
No, because
No.
chicks I've
I
cut
can
off.
prove y'all wrong.
Because I have a best friend and he's attractive, but no.
But
You
you know
can't
how many
cross
chicks
that
I've
line.
cut off? You know how many chicks I cut off because they wanted to have sex, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that with you.
That's a really good man. Because
Right.
Like, nah, I'm like,
Steve
yo,
said 99% of the men, they waiting for their chance. And let me tell you something. We were talking about generations, and I hit that from I made sure I looked that up. I had people in their 20s talking. Like, let me tell you what the people that were younger. It's a very famous YouTuber. I'll give you that information on that later. But he said the law of nature is if a man is in the room with a woman long enough, whether she's someone he knows, which could be a friend, whatever, he says the man will eventually either love or hate the woman.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Right?
With that.
He said most women and men, he says most women becomes friends with guys that they have no sexual attraction for. What do y'all think about that?
I don't believe that.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know. I ain't a woman, so
so why is it? Tell me why.
Because that 1%, I can say just like that, at 1% in both sexes is going to find a way to like each other, find something that's going to make them attracted to each other.
It doesn't have to be sexual.
It doesn't have to be physical, it has to be special. He can cross his eyes left and right, and they'll probably attract you. You never know.
yeah.
So it's that 1%.
But the attractiveness doesn't necessarily have to be sexual.
No,
Exactly.
it doesn't. It can be.
Very
It can
true.
be a number of other things.
Very true.
Because
Right.
it can be, besides it being physique, style, or swag,
Right.
charisma, intelligence,
Right.
power and/or influence, and and then that gets very easily translated to money as well.
Yeah,
Right.
Let me ask you: do most men do that? Because I know me myself. If I'm attracted to you, it's only sexual. I don't have the shallow house syndrome. That's not what I do. I mean, maybe it's a Leo thing, but if I'm attracted to you, trust me, I want to have sex with you. Like it's nothing else. Like so, do men do that? People say I act more like a guy in some things that I do. Is that a man thing, or is that just?
Well,
No,
it's your mentality.
There's a lot of different ways of being attracted to somebody.
Right.
I've been attracted to someone who wasn't that physically attractive, but they had swag that made them sexual. You don't have to be fine to be sexy. I think it's different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my type might be, I like chicks, big booties and small waist and all of that, but you ain't got none of that, but it's something that you got that
Right.
just,
Is it
that
like
just
almost
throws me
like
off.
is it like almost like filling a void for men?
What?
Like say for instance you have a girlfriend and
Mhm.
you met me and I'm giving you like we're gonna be friends, but I'm giving you something that makes you attracted to me. Is it something that you're missing in your relationship?
I think it could be.
I like that.
That
I
could be
do
that
like
could be a
that.
that could be a factor, but then it can
Mhm.
also just be something that you do as a person that
Yeah.
we as men or women can, figure out, like see more than what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it could very well be about wiring. Your vibe just attracts them. Has nothing to do with the relationship that they already have. Whether or not they act on it could reflect on, could be a factor of the relationship because they're not getting that kind of attention. But again,
Right.
that's on individual choice
Right. Okay.
and standards, like I was saying before, with what you were saying earlier, reality, because there was an expectation after a while that became your own personal standards, so there's a lot of moving balls with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been in a relationship where your significant other has a best friend that's the opposite sex, or you thought that maybe something was going on, like they were too friendly, or has
Yes,
that ever happened?
Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
How did you handle that? How does that work out?
Well, for me, it didn't work out too well. I'm gonna let you guys. For me, it didn't work out too well because at that time I was married, and my husband was a personal trainer. He was training this woman who kept
Oh,
calling
he's a
my
hoe.
house,
He's a hoe.
kept
Yeah,
calling my house,
oh,
making him
that's what
dinner,
I said too.
making him dinner like I'm supposed to be her friend. First of all, I don't even know you. Then she wanted to become my friend. No, no.
Hold on,
No, that ain't gonna work. And you making my husband dinner, like, what is my husband doing? See, that made me think, what is he doing?
Wait. She was at your house making dinner?
No, she
Oh,
cooked for him and he brought the food home, telling me she cooked for him.
that'd have been his last meal.
What
That'd have been his
type of
last
That's
meal.
what,
Yeah, I would have made
Whoa.
him eat that, all right.
so I'm like,
What
wait,
part of
she,
the game is
First
that,
of all,
son?
that's what I said. I'm like, wait, she cooked
first
for
of
you?
all, wait. Clap for that man because he's bold as hell to do that.
Yeah,
That's it.
yes,
Yeah,
that
he
was
is
our
very
last
bold.
meal.
We're going
Quite
through a
right.
divorce right now,
Fight
but
for.
we're going
Married,
through a
you
divorce
do
right
that?
now, but you know, that was like 14, 15 years ago.
But he
So
he
Mhm.
yeah,
bold
that
as
was
hell.
disrespectful. And I looked at him like, she made you dinner? Are you serious? And
Can
I
I
stood
ask
here
a question
and
to that?
I stood here and cooked for him.
Do you cook
Like,
for him?
Oh, do you cook for him?
Do you cook for him?
right now we're not together. We've been
No.
separated for
Did
30
you?
years.
Where are you cooking from
Yes.
at that time?
Yes, I did every day.
Okay, but my
I
thing
could-
is,
That's almost
He went to work and
that
brought
question
home.
is almost moot because
Yeah,
this
he
is
went
right.
to work and brought home her food.
Why is he
hold on.
accepting that from her?
Hold on.
And I looked at him like, what in the heck?
Wait.
No way in hell.
But I was
You
the
did was
stupid
look.
person.
That was
I
foul.
was the stupid one.
First, your black woman call should have killed him. I'm sorry. You should have just.
Somebody let her know. Yeah, because
like
that'd have been your last meal.
He's bold as hell for that because I never, if a girl brought a piece of cake to me at work, I ain't never brought it home.
You eat that shit at work.
You eat that shit at work, or you put it in the refrigerator at work, and you go about your day. Hell no.
Hell to the no.
But see, I was married, so I accepted it. But then I started seeing, but then I started seeing other things happening, and we're now separated for 13 years.
Okay,
And that was his friend?
But wait.
Somebody he was trying.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that training.
Because
Wait, hold
they
on.
weren't friends. That relationship didn't really start out as a friendship, though. That's almost like a client-employee relationship, and she got upset with him.
Exactly.
Yeah, she got comfortable.
Really friends.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Something wrong with that.
Complimentary tickets.
The
Yeah.
fact,
But I think he was just stretching her a little too much at work when he
He was
was
stretching
training her. That's what was happening.
I'm not even worried about the work part. It's the point of he was married and did that to you, and he was still bold enough to say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take this food home." I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And tell my wife about it.
He must have been like, yo,
and told
this
me
food
like
is so
she made
good.
this food.
My wife got to taste
That's at least that's at least 3 slaps of disrespect in one move.
Slaps, 3 shots.
But see, I had a heart. See, that's when my heart came in. I'm like, okay, let me see what else is going. I'm like, what else is she gonna do for him now? Then she started buying him clothes for Christmas. She buying him clothes for Christmas. How the hell does she know what size you wear?
There you go.
Nah, that was his other wife. Like,
I'm sorry. I know men, but I know how black women, certain reactions to black women. My mom, as soon as the food would have walked in the door, my mom would have been at that gym like, where's the bitch at?
Yeah.
I kept telling him I want to meet her, but he would never allow me to go with him to meet her.
I'm going
to call my house.
It's not about allowing.
Thank you, T.
Hold on.
No, because he worked in different places. He didn't just work in one place.
Okay.
That's what Valley's just around. So he used to work in all the valleys.
Here's a little tidbit for the ladies.
Well, right now.
Hold on, Renee. Hold
on. If a female's just a friend, we have no problems saying, hey, this is my lady. That's it.
She knew I was his wife.
Either which way.
She knew I was his wife.
But if he that bold, either which way she's a friend, and he was that bold to do that shit, yo, he wasn't with you from the get up.
I was the stupid one.
You're not stupid. It's a lesson learned.
Right.
Right.
So I'm saying at that time I was a stupid one. But I learned my lesson.
I have to confess something.
Don't drink that Kool-Aid reality. That was all on him.
Yeah,
yeah, he was disrespectful.
That's what I was going to say, because it wasn't on her. You said she knew that you were his. It's not even about her. It's about him.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Why did you even accept that from her?
Right. Exactly.
Because she was she was supposedly a friend.
No.
That's what my mistake was. She was supposedly a friend.
Well, okay, look, if you're a friend, okay, if you my friend, okay, if you my female friend, there is no way you would think it's okay to cook me dinner instead of coming by the house. Like, say you're my friend and you invite your friend and we have some sort of double date and then you come and you cook for everybody. But you gonna bring me a dinner and not, that doesn't include my wife? No.
Exactly.
Then you're not my friend.
I agree with you.
Like is it my birthday? Is it something like happy birthday?
Like he said,
it was a lesson or something like that.
Like he said, it was a lesson I learned. I learned that lesson, so it will never happen
so
again.
Can we be real? Can we be real? Mm-hmm. Me and my relationships, I'm a little hard. I'm not with the female friends. No. You may have a female friend, but you ain't gonna have her for long. Y'all been together forever. Oh, I'm plotting from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we're not doing that.
You're gonna have your man change his name to Steve, huh?
Trust me, she's not safe nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere. Yeah.
So he got to cut off his female friends if he want to be serious with you.
Because I don't believe men and women can be friends. I don't believe that. Like, I got a best friend, but at any time he could turn into something else. You know what I'm saying? Right switch of a light.
It's possible for two people to be just friends and not cross that line.
It depends. It depends on the person. I mean, there's certain friends I have now that I could not sleep with them now, and it's not that they're not attractive, because they're very attractive. I honestly don't keep ugly people around me. I don't know if it's a vain thing. I don't like ugly people. I don't hang out with them.
I know some of the people that
you don't like ugly people.
I don't.
I know some of the people that
you make them ugly.
Yeah, I can take a picture with an ugly person. Never.
What makes them ugly? Hold on.
You know what makes them ugly. Don't go there.
I know some of the people you talking about, Ty, so I can vouch for that. He ain't got no ugly people around him.
None. I don't keep them around me, okay? But But I will say that when I was younger, I might have tried to, or maybe got a little frisky because I was younger. Your hormones was raging. You're younger. When you get older, you kind of appreciate the relationship that you have with someone, and that sex and that kind of stuff will tarnish it. So now it's like, all right, I'll much rather have you as a dependable person in my life than a midnight booty call, and then now I can't depend on you. You know what I'm saying? So now they become something different. It evolves.
So you don't believe that you can go? You don't believe that you can, like, let's say you accidentally or you maybe sleep with your best friend and y'all can't go back to being friends now?
I've done it. So I mean, based on past experiences, no. Nah, because I'm gonna tell you two things. Okay, I've done it where you did it and then the sex was amazing. Now, when that happens, there's no way y'all can be friends again. Okay, because every time I see that person, I'ma know how amazing the sex is, and that's where my mind's gonna go. Second thing is when the sex was bad. And when the sex was bad, now I just don't want to be around you. So either way,
she loses out.
Yeah, that's it. It's done. It's finished. Yeah. You can't do it.
And if it was good, you're thinking about what can I do to them next that I didn't do the first time around.
Well, you said it like
what I'm going to do the third time around. I what I'm going to do the fourth time around.
When is that time going to happen?
Right.
I'm stuck in the
What if I don't want to have sex with you anymore? What if I don't want to have sex with you anymore?
If we did it, like if we were friends.
That's not going to stop.
Like if we were friends and then we had sex and we both enjoyed it, and then you said, okay, it was one time and it won't happen again. Right. If that happens, y'all are still not gonna be the friends you were.
Yeah. Because you don't think so? The memory.
No, no way.
You created
there's no way
be cordial.
Right.
Yeah, but now I'm that dick on the shelf. Now I'm that nigga in waiting, that lion waiting behind the bush.
Right.
Slip up.
Right.
So that I could tear that ass up when you're nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so let me ask you guys. So they say,
come over. Let's have a drink.
So y'all lying to me.
I'm gonna get you drunk. Just because.
Or the favorite move. He did what? I'm on it.
Wow.
Yo, I'm telling you. I'm just saying.
Well, it is said that at some point one person will catch feelings if the other is attractive. So they do say that. That was in almost all generations. Every age group said the same thing. So is it better if you have like a friend that's not attractive, you think? Or y'all kind of answered that. You said you can still catch feelings for people that aren't attractive.
Because for men, there's different levels of attraction, which was spoken on before. Because it could be just physical. Oh, matter of fact, you had spoken a little while ago about a man being in the same room with a woman. Right. And him having an emotional reaction, whether or not he's going to like her or not. That does not have anything to do, as far as men are concerned, as far as whether or not he'll have sex.
Okay, all right. Now let me ask you something. Let's take it to the next level. Let's talk about same-sex friendships. Anybody ever been in a same-sex friendship where it may have went somewhere else? And
Nope.
I'm out of my depth.
I was talking to the women because because I knew the men was gonna say no, but I was talking to the
I never have. No.
Okay, because I have an experience. Adrian, do you want to talk? You have an experience with that, or?
I mean, I'm gonna answer that, but I'm gonna piggyback off what you said before about like. Attractive friends, right? Because I'm kind of where you're at, Destiny. Like that might make me a shallow bench, but attraction is usually instant, honestly. It's like, I know if I'm going to sleep with you, usually ever. I'm not
Before you even speak.
Yes. Learning to love things about a person, like demi-romantics, they call them. They're like people who need time to, like, you know, fall in love with people as
I'm not that. No 3-month rule.
That's never really been me. It's either I'm instantly physically attracted. I don't just become attracted to you. It's like, yes, I can be attracted to you in different ways, like everybody said, but it never goes beyond platonic at that point. Because if I'm not physically attracted to you, it literally can't go anywhere. We're gonna be friends.
Right.
My body and my attraction to you said so.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way.
About the matter doesn't really change. We're gonna be friends.
Yes.
It's not something, because that's the thing. What I notice is that also that happens with age too. Do not think that men will not play the long game. They'll play the long game for a long time. And what happens is they start to get more slick with it.
Sure will. Oh yeah, they definitely will.
Trying to get into those pants, they might slowly actually start to really become your friend. They'll become your friend for real. These are your road dogs now. So they start to mellow that out a little bit. And I think it's the whole, maybe I'll wear them down game. And I blame romantic comedies for that bullshit. That's what they tell you. She just abuses you, hates you. Family Matters. Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel married Laura, y'all. Come on.
He sure did.
Sort of thing I'm talking about. But it's like, if I just wear her down, if I wait long enough, it might happen type of thing, but that's not me. That ain't never been me. So
well, I mean, Steve Urkel made it clear from the get. He's like, look, you are the one, okay? And I'm gonna keep biting at your ankles until you allow me to get okay? Exactly. So it's a little different than me acting like I'm your friend.
It's a little different. It's wearing her down game, because Laura was not about it.
He waited the whole season. He waited the whole
season. He waited his whole life. It was crazy.
But that nigga's crazy, because that other girl that was crazy for him was fine as hell.
Myra, right?
Yeah, she was.
She was fine as wine.
Yeah, but that's also the attraction game too. You know, because that's how it works out sometimes. Well, that's how it works out a lot between the sexes, who's attracted to who.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine was different. The reason I asked y'all about the same-sex friendships is because I guess it's a little different for women, because like my first actual sexual experience was with my best friend, which was a woman. And that's what took me over into now me being bisexual, but not really practicing it. But I guess I'll always be bisexual because she kind of opened up that world for me. And we went right back to being best friends. Never changed. It was like it almost didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where some people separate their feelings when it comes to sex.
Can I ask you a question? How old were you when that happened?
I was 13.
Okay.
I was 13, on my way to 14. I think she was about 15. She was maybe 2 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? And I always remember her, you know what I'm saying, because of that. But it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to stop being a friend now. I didn't want to be a girlfriend or nothing like that. It was just something that happened. So I think because of that, if I could do something with my friend and still come back and still be friends. And it would never really mean much to me other than, okay, I was caught slipping or it just happened. You know what I'm saying? But you always going to be my best friend. You know? Like my best friend now is very attractive in everything he do. Like I just remember that's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? But
Destiny.
You know, I mean,
Destiny.
Yeah.
Mine. We weren't never really friends. We worked together, and one day I just looked at her, and that was it. It was like happening, and it all happened real fast. But in the end, we was communicating, but then it was like cut all communication because she couldn't be my friend after that. She wanted more, and I was like, no, that's not going to work because we're just not meant to be. Period.
Right, it does happen.
But we still worked at the same job. We weren't speaking. We walked past each other like we didn't see each other. It was done.
It does happen like that. It does happen like that. And I know that's what you guys were talking about with, I may not want to be friends with, or a person may not want to be friends with you anymore because of that reason, which is what usually happens.
I mean, I was willing to be her friend, but she didn't want to be my friend. So, oh well.
Was it, now let me ask you something, was it like, okay, we're going to stop being friends and it's not a problem? Because sometimes that can be a thing where the person gets mad with you and now you have an enemy where you used to have a friend. Was it something
like I said, we were never really friends. We was just associates because we worked together. And one day I just looked at her different and she looked at me different and there we was.
I get it. Which brings me to a good question. Is the childhood friend off limits?
Off limits? What do you mean?
Is the friend that you've known for years, the one that has seen you before you glow up, you know, that's done seen, you know, you when you weren't at your best and everything, the one that knows about all the bad relationships and all the secrets, are they off limits?
No, because I had one that was my best friend from little girls, and when we grew up and I ran into her again, I was crunching on this woman. She was gorgeous. I was like, oh my God. And she still looked at me as, oh, that's my best friend. And I'm looking at her like, oh my God, that ass is right.
Yeah. Yeah. Headed on the mountain.
That's when I got medicine. When the medicine start wearing off, then I start feeling bad again. Okay. Right now. You can take my another shot. No, I don't know how to do it.
Stick it in your butt.
No.
I know you heard you here running your mouth. Oh, she must feel good.
For right now. Yeah, I'm not feeling well.
Now let me ask you something. That brings up something too. They say the longer the friendship, the more the attraction builds up, just normally, and it'll never be on the same level again if y'all go there. What do you think about that? If you was your friend,
Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean? Say it again.
I guess, and I broke it down as them saying, like, the longer I'm friends with you and you are attractive, I'm going to want you, or you're going to want me. And when we go there, now if we come back to being friends, it's never gonna be on the same level.
I believe that it won't be on the same level because of the fact that y'all crossed that line. Right. It could never go back to being like it used to be. Never. So that crossing that line does make a difference.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, and definitely I think that the line is a lot more blurred at the beginning of meeting someone as opposed to establishing a long time friendship. So, you know, like I just met you a couple months ago. Yeah, you my friend, but you could get it, you know, as opposed to you've been my friend for 15 years. And then we cross that line. That line is a lot clearer. So when you cross it, you can't say, "Oh, my bad, I didn't see that there." You know, So yeah,
you didn't see it coming. You didn't see it coming.
I can't put my dick here. Are you serious? You know, like I didn't know I couldn't do that.
You didn't see her opening her legs. You didn't see anything.
No.
How are we in relationships? Are we letting our partners have these best friends that are suspect?
I think there would be a problem with that.
So you wouldn't
because you never know. Like say for instance, I'm dating Just, and Just has a female friend, and that female friend is a pretty girl. I have no idea if something may happen or may not happen. So I'm gonna keep saying something to him. You need to stop seeing her. She's not your friend. Because women, we get vibes when other women come around. Our men, we get vibes.
Right.
We do.
Look at Just face. I was looking at his face. What do you feel about that, Just?
That comes into where you need to trust.
Exactly.
Yes.
Either which way. I agree. But if I've known her for 20 years or more, and you just getting in the picture, you better think.
I agree. I mean, that's different. If you know her, If you know her for over 20 years, that's totally different.
Yeah,
because then I can understand you knowing her for over 20 years.
If she's from work or something like,
right.
Like that.
That's when there's going to be a problem. That's where the issue going to start.
Nah. If I was in the hood slinging and banging with her, then it's like, oh, no, I'm not cutting it off nobody.
Yeah. It's funny because,
it all depends on how, not to cut you off, it all depends on how long you've known her before we got involved. Because like if you've known her for like 5 years and I just got involved with you, then I can understand y'all being friends. Mm-hmm. But if you only knew her for like a few months,
I got an issue
right
with
before we got involved, then I got a problem. I got an issue. No, because now
I feel like the amount of time doesn't matter so much as where you met the person. Like, because it's like if you just came, so you're saying if like he had a friend, they've been friends for like 5 months, you're like 5 months don't really seem like a real friendship. I'm gonna need you to drop her. Like,
right? That's not a real friendship.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. What I would do is keep my eye on him to make sure he's doing right by me, so they can remain friends.
I'm different. I'm so different, and I almost feel like an alien in this room. Because let me tell you something. Just can have Tiana as a friend or Adria as a friend. They beautiful. Do you know that I will be best friends with them until they get up out of here? They gotta go. Forget what he doing. I'm gonna need to see these chicks. Like,
but what if me and just grew up, sandbox, this my ace boon coon, and then here he comes with his new girlfriend, and I got to get out of the picture. This
you
been
got
my
to
dog
go
since day one.
Either you want to go on your own or you gonna go running. Either way, you going.
Because my best friend is a guy, so the way it works for me is whoever I'm dating, like I introduce them to my best friend out the gate because my best friend's very handsome. We've never done nothing, but he is here to stay. Like I couldn't imagine getting rid of him for a nigga that may be gone next year.
Right.
So whenever I enter a relationship, hey, this is Mike. Mike has been here since day one. He's not going anywhere, and I let them meet, and that's how we move forward. But if someone has been your friend for years, I mean, you can't just kick them out of the picture.
I think everything has to be said in the beginning of the relationship. Everything needs to be said and talked out in the beginning of the relationship.
She gonna say it's too much trouble to be friends with you because your girlfriend crazy.
Wait, so question. Wait, I have a question for you, Destiny. Why is it that the girl gotta go? Why can't he have any female friends?
Exactly.
Because I don't feel like any other vagina should be next to my penis.
Well, I mean, if your vagina is covering the penis in such a way that it's not gonna be on any other vaginas, you shouldn't have any issues with the stray vaginas around the area.
Yo, the only way I can do that, Teo, is if I put a picture of my vagina on his face and send him outside. Somebody go and look at him. I'm just saying.
That might turn some women on.
That might be
That's going to cause more trouble than anything.
You're really making me I'm just wondering if you have any confidence in the strength of your vajayjay so that he will just want yours.
Of course, but men don't discriminate. Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Look where he at home. And where he go? You get what I'm saying?
I don't keep up with them, so
I don't discriminate. I mean, men don't discriminate. You understand? So when it comes to these women, I don't discriminate. They all gotta go. Like
women don't either. Look at
Will Smith from the beginning. And if any chick if any guy got me as his best friend, he need to worry.
That young boy, Mr. Entanglement,
Wait, they don't need to work, but you're straight vagina.
Because I may touch your man. I'm just saying.
Straight vagina.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with you being a friend to another man, but there's something with your
I'm gonna send him home.
Man having another female friend.
I'm gonna send him home. I'm gonna send him home afterwards.
Happy than the motherfucker too.
Yeah, and he gonna be happy. And he gonna come home and he gonna give you the best 10, 20, 30 minutes he ever gave you. And I'm motivation.
30 minutes? you deprived woman, 30 minutes. Damn. Okay.
Whatever he give you, it's gonna be times 2.
Damn.
30 minutes.
Well,
minutes.
Okay. I can say this. Right. I can say this. Like I mean, I can say when I was growing up, I was always the friend. I was the friend. I was always this is my best friend, and all the niggas would give me the side eye, like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know? And I would always be like, girl, that nigga ain't worth it, because if he's nervous and he's, you know, he's self-conscious and he's blah, 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 don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the friend. Okay? Right. Until I dated a girl who had a friend. Oh. And when I saw myself and I felt it. I was like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know? You know? And it's funny, you don't realize that energy, and what I never realized is that you don't want people to be closer to your person than you are, you know? So it was like, she would come and tell me, yo, something just happened at work, and me and such went to go handle it, and I was like, wait, what? Who? You called him before you called me?
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know, and that's when you start getting self-conscious and, well, who the fuck is this nigga? You know, and he got to go, you know, and then, you know, it's hard to relinquish that level of closeness, you know, when this is your person. So I get, you know, the level of insecurities and stuff that people have about it, but, you know, it is what it is.
That's why I was saying she got to go, because I know I am. And I can't have another girl doing what I do.
Now, I have 3 best friends, all females. One has my godson, the other one has my goddaughter. They're not going anywhere, period. Okay. Those are like my children. So their mother are not going anywhere, period. And she had to learn to deal with that. I've known them for 20 years. Right. Both of my godkids are in college. They ask me for money, they give it. If I have it. They're not going anywhere. So she has to deal with that. If you can't deal with that, then you don't need to be with me.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing has ever happened between them. Nothing ever will happen between them. But it's also communication.
Right.
Communication involves a friendship as well as a relationship.
Right.
Both strong the same way. The same way you can communicate with your lady and let her know, listen, this is a female friend. I've known her this amount of time. This is who she is. If you want to meet her, you can. We can all go out to dinner. She can come by the house and sit down. But you have to have that line of communication.
But that's why I said everything before the relationship starts. Otherwise, there's no relationship.
Yeah. But not just communication, though. There's also a level of maturity that has to come with it.
Right.
Exactly.
Because if she doesn't have that level of maturity, she's still going to be hot about the situation.
Right.
That's true.
Need to be there.
That's true. Yeah, Stella, you got something to say, Stella?
I've been listening, but I got a bunch of kids, but I had to come in on that. I have a lot of best friends, and they're males, okay? And I have some female friends also. That have been very close, 20, 30 years, some 40 years relationship, friendship. First of all, when you have your best buds, when you have best buddies, the first thing you need to know, y'all need to set boundaries on what your best friendship is, okay? The best friend needs to know, and for myself, a level of respect when you get into a relationship. There's a level of respect that you have. You can't be hanging out every night. You can't come sit up in my house every night. They have to know where their boundaries are. Right. And if you set those with your besties, when you get in a relationship, your best friend, your girl or your guy ain't got nothing to say because there's nothing causing any friction. Right. Why this nigga over my house every night? Why this nigga's always calling through 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? Why she every time she call, you jump up and run? You have to set the boundary. So the best friend also knows where not to step over.
Right, there you go.
Right.
I just had to say that. It's been a great conversation. I agree with a lot of things, but that if you set your best friend boundary, y'all can hang, but when you get in a relationship, you have to have a level of respect for the relationship.
Right.
Absolutely. I agree.
I agree with that too. I do.
I agree. Thank you,
Stella.
Right,
Stella. Right, Stella.
There you go, Stella.
Yes, I do agree with that.
One time.
Yes, I do agree with that. So let me ask you something. Because y'all know I like to play devil's advocate, right? So, did anybody change their mind on, like with all this talking, I'm just saying, did anybody change their mind on if they would let their woman have, or let their woman or their man have a best friend? Because sometimes best friends can be like a suspect.
I'm single, so I can't even answer that one.
Well,
anybody change their mind on
it?
I'm single.
It's a trust issue, you know.
Absolutely.
Because either they're going to handle the situation with their friend and they're going to manage that right, or they're not. And then, you know, and then I react accordingly. The choices are on her in my case. You know, so if they're already friends and they hadn't crossed that line already, they're not going to cross it now.
Right.
You know, because then why am I in the picture at that point?
Right.
She would just say, I'm with somebody, thanks, but no thanks. And I would never just see her again, you know, as she would just hook up with her friend.
Right.
Unless it's that, you know, love and basketball type shit where you in love with your friend for y'all.
Right, you never say nothing. Yeah.
Right.
I don't believe in that reality TV.
Then she got to play you for your heart. You know what I'm saying?
I believe in it. I believe, man.
Because they write that stuff up. If you look at the credits, there's somebody writing the lines. Somebody is.
Yeah, but you know, all creative works have bits of truth in it.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. But I'll say that it isn't necessarily the way it's depicted on TV for consumption. Because there's probably some sensationalism in there, some Hollywood in there and whatnot. They change names to protect the guilty, all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Can anybody here actually be in love with somebody or be in love with a friend and just never say anything? Like just hold it?
I have been.
Yeah.
I have been.
What do you mean by hold it? Like hold?
Like just never say anything. Like maybe they're in a relationship. Maybe they don't think the friend is gonna, like them. Maybe they feel like the friend is not gonna want to be friends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fear of rejection.
I can't. I'm not holding anything.
Not so much fear of rejection, but if you've been in the friend zone a lot,
right?
You know,
you're gonna let that person know. You should let that person know.
Okay.
Or you're gonna end up with
yeah, you should let them know. That way y'all can remain friends. And if they don't want to be your friend anymore, then that's on them.
I got another question. Let's say, is the friendship over if a friend does confess that they are attracted to you or they are with you? Is it over? Let's say you don't feel the same way. Is it over?
I would say no. I wouldn't make it. No.
If y'all real friends, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
So you think you can still be friends with them?
Yeah, because all you have to do is just let that person know, well, I understand how you feel, but I don't feel the same way. Once again, it goes back to that person.
Yeah, no, I think it's over. I think it's over.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you why. This is why, my opinion, of course, my opinion, right? I feel like if I have feelings for you and they're not reciprocated, I'm gonna feel away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like the person, if their feelings are not reciprocated, they have to feel a way. They have to, because now I put those feelings out on Front Street.
Is that a man's thing?
Huh?
Is that a man's thing?
No, I think that's woman, man. That's either way you go. That's not a man thing. I think that's a person thing. Like, if I have feelings for you, and I'm holding them because, you know, I'm worried about rejection or whatever, and I don't say nothing 2, 3, 4, 5 years go down the line. I've seen you date a bunch of fucking knuckleheads, and I'm just like, oh, why don't she just come over here and sit on this, you know, or whatever? And then you finally, you know what I'm saying? Finally, I come up to her and I come correct and I say, look, I've had these feelings for a long time, blah, blah, blah. And you go, well, you know, you my boo, you know, I love you, but I don't rock with you like that. That's a smack in the face. Now you could take it. You could take it. And you know, but you are never gonna have that level of me
but that
being
would make
there.
You feel bad. Tayo, that would make you feel bad if you had feelings for me and I was like, yo, Jay, I understand you have feelings for me, but I don't feel the same way about you. Can we still be friends?
That's a stab in the
face. We can still be friends.
Oh, yes, as a stab.
We can be friends, but I can't be that, because now once my feelings are out there, now there's no way to turn those feelings off. It's not like, oh, you don't want to use these? All right, well, let me throw these away. No, these feelings are here now.
Well, maybe like I may need like 5 or 6 months.
What happened?
Is that like fear of rejection? Is that like you were rejected, so now you feel some type of way?
It's definitely rejection.
I said I might need. Me personally, I might need 5 or 6 months.
But see, it's a whole
to reciprocate your feelings.
It's a whole point. Rejection. Go ahead, Justin.
Just like we talked about earlier, it's a Steve Urkel thing. He's putting it out there. That's been there for a long time.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a whole season.
Like, and then it's like, oh, yeah, he's like, yo, I've been here with you when you went through this knucklehead, that knucklehead. But then it's like he's telling you that for him, you're the only one he wants.
Right.
So then
but
it's
he's
like
my friend. But we started off as friends. We started out as friends.
That's beautiful.
But then you gotta look at it this way. You gotta look at it this way. Who knows you better than that friend?
Right.
Very true.
But that doesn't mean I have to submit to what he wants.
It's not submit. It's not submission.
No, I would consider it.
Like, I understand that, because that's the double-edged sword of actually confessing your feelings. To me, I feel like if you're not doing the Steve Urkel, meaning you ain't been doing this from day one, she's still your friend, but you're like, I want you, but you're still around. That's different. That's how you started the game. But if we're holding on to this, you've been pining for this person, you better make damn sure that they have some sort of feelings for you in some capacity where you think that it might be worthless. Otherwise, I feel like it's unfair of you to even tell that person your feelings. It's unfair of you to put that responsibility on them if you're not 100% sure. It's not good because of the reasons that you're saying. Because that shit hurts.
Right. That is a hurting feeling.
Because
and then you're holding responsible. It's not fair.
Yeah.
That's true. Besides the rejection, what's even deeper than that is the vulnerability that you.
Exactly.
And once that vulnerability is compromised, you can't go back to just being a friend now. You know, because you're exposed.
Right.
I understand that.
I can agree. I mean, I agree with both sides, but I'm just trying to like give my side and let him say his side. So that way I know if I have a good friend that has feelings for me and I tell him, look, I just want to remain friends. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings by saying that to you. I'm being honest.
No, I don't think he's gonna, I don't think it's ever gonna be malicious, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are friends. So if y'all are already friends. I have a friend that tells me he loves me, but what does that mean? Well, I love my friend too, but I don't want to be intimate with her. You know, you could, you know, love is very complicated. There's a lot of different
love is love is
and it's two different things we're talking about. There's an in love and then there's a love. I love you and I'm in love with you. It's two different things. And I watch when people say, "Oh, I love you," and then if a man say, "I'm in love with you," that's two different things.
That's two
you know what I'm
different
saying?
things.
I can take you seriously, or I love you too.
Right.
Like you know, so that is a difference. Let me ask y'all something.
Well, hold on.
That rejection is that a form of friend zoning?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey,
I'd say the most.
Look how I tied that back together. Yeah,
I'd say the most extreme time. But I was going to say the two kinds of love that y'all were alluding to is filial and familial. So the friends that the friends that you love, that's filial. The familial, of course, involves sex.
Friends. Yep.
And I get that. Yeah, it is two different things. If somebody say they're in love with you, that's something totally different.
That's a sexual component. And to stay in love with somebody, that
takes a whole lot.
Well, that directly implies that there's a physical connection. That there's
right. There you go. Yep.
Do we believe that women that okay, this is someone else that most women know when their friend wants to sleep with them, they just ignore it because they have
y'all are mad disrespectful.
I get vibes. I get vibes.
Y'all are mad disrespectful. Y'all know it.
I get vibes.
I don't think
women get vibes. Women, we know. We know when a man wants us. We know.
Pretend blind. I can't see.
I don't think my friends ever knew. Nah, I play a really
they probably knew. They just probably blocked.
Like, nah.
They just probably.
I'm a player.
Yeah, they played it off. They played it off. They knew.
I mean, women smooth and smooth though. Smooth and smooth.
Yeah, women know. We know. We know for sure.
All right. So
a couple of them, I caught them by surprise. They never knew.
Oh, was that like years down the line, or was that like mid-friendship?
I can't. Sometime down the line, but not like 10 years or whatever.
Okay, you know what?
Finally he broke. So finally he broke.
He gotta be broke to say he love her. Like that's how
I'm saying he broke, meaning he was saying things to her which made her understand.
Well,
that's what men do.
Usually it was a moment where there was a mutual communication. See, so she revealed something and I revealed something at the same time. So, it wasn't like either one of us were out there by ourselves. We were both out there.
Mm-hmm. So does that go back to the longer that we're friends, one of us is going to form an attraction, or we're eventually just gonna get together?
I can't say that. It really depends on the people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it does.
And I mean, this was a great conversation. I just got one more question to ask y'all that y'all never answered.
Which is?
99% of men are holding and waiting in wait for their friend to bow down and have sex with them.
They're attractive. I thought we already said that.
they never answered that. So we agree with that. If they're attractive, you're right. If they're attractive, so we agree with that. Because I let y'all gloss over that to come back to it.
All right. I'm gonna say something. Okay.
Hey.
I'm gonna tread lightly on this.
The man code.
I have to tread lightly.
Hey.
Yo, Del D, I got you. Okay, I got you. I'm I'm sweating right now. Hold up.
On camera.
Okay, let me turn my camera off.
We got to put the blur on top of the blur.
Yo, the king code, yo.
Y'all are acting.
I don't know that.
They'll answer that.
Destiny, that's a good question. Right. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
What?
I'm gonna have to think on that. It just seems like a very good topic that I'm gonna have to think on.
So you pleading the fifth? You pleading the fifth on that question?
Yeah, and the fifth, the ninth, the seventh, all of them. I'm pleading all of them.
Does any other man wanna give their opinion? Do you think yes, no?
Dang, they had so much to say earlier. That's wild, huh?
Well, yeah, they never answered that question. I just let them go ahead and talk. They never, because I was gonna come right back, so I never forget anything. So I was hoping, because that's a big thing. As I was doing my research, that kept coming up. That men will wait, like Urkel, like you said, and are still doing it today, and are waiting till these women get weak and say, you know what, you're here.
Wear her down.
I believe it.
There's a lot of snow outside though.
Yep.
What?
Damn, now how's the weather? Yo, you're pulling it all out.
I gotta clean my car off.
I know. I gotta shovel this car.
Yo, I gotta sweep and mop and everything,
Yeah, amazing. Wow. I knew. Just like when I did the Chia show to men, they didn't really want to talk.
I gotta put the oven in the freezer. I'll be back.
We're gonna do a podcast on this man code thing.
Oh my
God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You guys are great. I love talking to you guys. Every week when y'all come on, I have a good time. Y'all keep it real. Y'all my day ones. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate all of you. I want to tell you, this is about the end of it. I think we've covered everything we could think of. You guys were amazing. And I learned a lot. Did anybody learn anything new? Or did their mindset change? I always ask that at the end of the show. No, nothing changed?
It's just enlightening to get, everyone's perspective.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like it reinforced what I already knew, which is still good information.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just reinforced it.
Yes. My best friend even came up and talked. So that was good too. It's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, definitely. Okay.
So I have a question. So what happens when the male version of Destiny comes up and he wants you to get rid of all your friends? What happens?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said before, if it's a problem if you bring me as your friend to your girlfriend. That's a problem. So if somebody does it to me, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I ain't a regular friend. So it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
She's like, I know I can't be trusted.
But you're not answering the question.
Yeah.
You can't be trusted, Adrian. Okay.
On a good night, my friend may look like a snack.
Okay. You see how she's going over the answer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't be mad at that. I can't hate on that. I can't. So anybody I'm in a relationship with, you may have to look sideways at my friend. You may.
So, but I'm saying, are you? If you're expected to X these friends out, is that gonna be okay for you? Would you be able to?
I'll make him believe I X'd them out. Yeah. He won't see him.
Hey, somebody trying to put the oven in the freezer.
He won't see him. He gone. He gone, babe.
Put my refrigerator in the microwave. I don't know what you do.
He gone. He don't even exist no more. It's just you and people.
It's just me and you.
Yeah. And I got a Brontosaurus burger to sell you. Yeah.
You guys are great. Hey, I can't hate him. There's always gonna be a male me. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, guys, y'all were great. I want to say to those that are watching this video, that are gonna be watching this video, if you like the Uniq Xpressions podcast, and you want to keep viewing videos of us talking, talking about different topics, or if you have a topic that you may want us to cover, or if you like any one of my friends here on the show, subscribe. Please subscribe to Uniq Xpressions podcast, and I'll make sure they get back to you.
Make sure to show.
And we will make sure that we keep giving y'all the great content. I also want to say, Renee, stand up for me if you can stand up. I'm usually my own model, but I just want to say, again, we have Uniq Xpressions podcast merchandise. Renee, show them. Move back a little bit so they can see your name. I can make you famous. I can even put your name on the shirt. I do it all. So y'all just look for Destine Jae and Uniq Xpressions podcast. Please subscribe. If you like the video, please like, comment. Let us know what you didn't like, what you did like. I'm open for everything. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This was a great show. Hopefully I see you back next week. Great topic next week. Anybody that's looking at the video, you need to tune in because we're going in next week. All right? So everybody know what this time is, right? Everybody wave. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Where the hell?
Had this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. Don't need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching.